mean, obviously, it sucks. It's humbling. But no overreaction. Honestly, what I was talking about there's nothing else to do but get back to work. You guys have heard me talk about trying to battle recency bias, and not being a prisoner of the moment. And look, we just fell short, and it wasn't our day. But no, I don't think you can be a prisoner of the moment and just kind of make all these crazy wholesale changes. Now, look, we'll assess and evolve like we always do every year, and we'll work to improve. But literally, there is nothing else to do but get back to work, and that's what we've been saying from day one. Is it's all about the work, and that's what we'll continue to do.
Does it push you closer to like an indefinite approach? You know what I mean? Like thinking we're this close, maybe one thing, maybe this one off. Is there any? How do you weigh that sort of approach to the process?
Yeah, it's a fair question. Look, it's probably relative to what you would say. Is there a window, or is there a window that you need to stay in? And I think that we've done a good job doing our best we can to avoid windows. And I understand that contracts come up and contracts come up, and stuff happens. But we feel so good about our young core and young nucleus of players, and we feel really good about our quarterback and how he's playing, and him having let's call it an MVP caliber season this year. So I just think that all the pieces are in place, that I don't really feel walls closing in or a window.
Pass rush, his offensive line, some of those guys are getting older.
I mean, look, when you're down 5 defensive ends due to injury, then I don't know who has a 6th, 7th, and 8th effective pass rusher. So when you get down that low, then yes, you could say. But when we were at full health, I thought our pass rush was pretty good. I thought the whole defense. I think it was self-explanatory in terms of the numbers of what we were able to produce before that attrition happened. But honestly, we'll always look at all areas, and we'll always add competition at all areas. Look, you guys have seen us do it before. We drafted an inside linebacker in the first round when we had a pretty damn good linebacker room at the time. We double down that we don't really go into it with that mindset. We just try to just add the best players that we think is fit, add the best competition. Obviously, free agency will be upon us quickly. That's when you kind of can do the fun stuff of the depth chart and filling in holes on the depth chart. But after that, we'll just kind of just find the best players.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, just like the thing had said, he's also going to have to replace Mark Brunell and Antoine Randall. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to get into the NFC AFC Championship talk today here on this episode of the Lion Villain Report.
Hey, yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, Kansas open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like Lysis was popping in like oxygen when boxes win. Focus on the mental, never lose like smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision and pay me, it's never the sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning is crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
Welcome one, welcome all, ladies and gentlemen, to the Lion Villain Report. I am your host, Russell Wayne. I will be with you for the next hour or so, talking some of this Lions football, talking some of this NFL football, heading into the Villain off season right here. We are broadcasting live right now in the Lion Villain Squad Facebook page, the Lion Villain Squad YouTube page. We are broadcasting live on Roku, the Huddle Sports Network. Thank you, Bill Packer fan and Mike the Bear fan, for that. Joe Chap over there with the Detroit Lions News Podcast. Good morning, right there. We are the UDFA of sports podcasting. You know what that means? It means that we're not the best podcast, but we're going to keep on grinding until we are. We're going to keep on working hard. So every time that you like, comment, and share, you are helping our algorithm, and we're out here grinding. And we appreciate you supporting the grind right here. It's faith, family, and then football right here. One of the coolest things that I saw was Jaden Daniels and Terrion Arnold praying together over Amik Robertson. And faith, family, and then football. Football's fun. It's cool. I love it. Dedicated part of my life to it by talking about it all the time. But it's faith, family, and then football. We use football to create the memories and spend time with our family. We don't let football use us. This episode of the Lion Villain Report brought to you by NFL Shop. Get your NFL swag by using that link right there. Save up to 25% off of your order from our affiliate marketing partner at NFL Shop. All right. Doing that thing right there. So yeah, the first thing that was on the list when I woke up was that we're going to lose Mark Brunell and we're going to lose Antoine Randall. What are your thoughts with that? I don't know what it is, man. I just feel better just having some music in the background. It's just, oh. So I apologize. Sometimes it just feels like the room's set up. It just feels better like that. I can even change the feel of it right there. There you go. Yeah, Mark Brunell, Antoine Randall heading to Chicago. What are your thoughts about that while I say hello to everybody? Say hello to my little friends.
Say hello to my little friend.
Detroit Lions bad guy is up in the house.
You like that?
Scott Harrison up in the house.
You like that?
Good morning, John.
You like that?
The bad guy up in the house. We'll put you up here. The Lions get better. That's a third division title now, and more Lion. Get that. The Lions get even better. That's a third division title in a row. More Detroit Lions records broken. Saw myself as a Lion say, I'm looking forward to the future. Forget about the past, looking forward. That's all we got. We got to move forward. And I love what Brad Holmes was talking about. You know, all you can do is work. All you can do is begin working. There's no more sulking. There's no more sulking because when you think about the players that are on this team, it's when you think of the players that are on this team, you got to be excited about it. You got to be excited about Aiden Hutchinson. You know, coming back and being part of this defense. I'm excited to think that there might be a defensive schematic switch. Because one thing about all of the guys that we've drafted on defense, it's like, I mean, we talk about this every year. It's like, man, these guys can play multiple. multiple, and especially if, let's just say, Kelvin Shepard takes over as DC. Get DC in there like that. Go more linebacker heavy. I mean, we'll see. One thing about changing coordinators is, there's things about the offense and the defense that are going to change, which can work in your favor if you have good players, because that just means that all of the tape goes right out the window. But you still have the players. You still have the talented players. Now you're going to do something different with these talented players. And Ben Johnson is tricky. I think it's fun. I think Chicago got themselves I don't know how good of a head coach he's going to be, but I know that, offensively, I would think that they're going to be really sound. He pays attention to the detail, and I get that. But I would like to see, with what we have on offense, especially, getting more smash mouth. Instead of trying to go out and trying to find that bona fide number 3 wide receiver because we need to run three wide receiver sets. It's like, screw that. Let's have an offense that's based off of 2 tight ends, since you got 2 really good tight ends. Go big, take your running game, and let your super talented offensive line run downhill and do more smash mouth kind of running. That Goff plays better off play action. We did do lots of running last year. I know Ben Johnson does do lots of running, but he does running in a different way. It's tricky. That Ben Johnson will run, but he's going to go, all right, everybody, we're going to run to the right. Just kidding, we're running to the left. That's Ben Johnson. Take a guy like Hank Fraley. Kind of smash mouth offense. I want to run downhill. That's what I'm thinking about. But, we lost a couple guys. And it can't, I don't know. It can't be understated. Mark Brunell did some great work with Jared Goff. JT Barrett, too. JT Barrett's in that mix, too. Antoine Randall, Brunell. So, that sucks, man. It sucks. But what are you going to do about it? I love that Hank Fraley, staying in Detroit, but even pointing out, like, we ain't going to the Bears. But according to updated Instagram account, Lions assistant quarterback coach JT Barrett is taking a job as the new Bears quarterback coach. And the move was confirmed by Bears reporter Brad Bugs. So, there you go. He gets a promotion. So the Detroit Lions are losing another coach. Let's talk about that. Antoine Randall. He was actually raised in Illinois. Over the past 4 seasons, he's developed Amon-Ra St. Brown. He deserves credit for that. He's developed Khalif Raymond. He deserves credit for that. And Jamison Williams. There's no denying the strides that Jamison Williams has made. So Antoine Randall, very energetic, very well respected, very, very held in high regard. So in addition to Antoine Randall, we also lost Terrell Williams to the Patriots. However, the news isn't all bad. We did retain offensive line coach Hank Fraley, and then we hired Casey Rogers as our defensive line coach. So far it's like you're getting poached, man. Like, are we really all that surprised about this? I mean, that's what happens when you're a good team. You know? It's all good, man. Dan Campbell's built this. Brad Holmes has built this. They've built it together. And when you listen to Brad Holmes talk, it's almost like Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, it's like they're the same brain. They know what type of guys that we're looking for, and we got those guys. Benedict Johnson now, huh? Oh, grit on the gridiron up in the house. NFC North just got that much tougher with Ben Johnson going to be another fun year to watch. I like it. It's good competition, man. One thing that I really realized this year, as a Lion fan who's always been, hoping that you can get an easier schedule and go through and, oh gosh, what are we going to do? To understanding that type of team where you're just trying to scrape by, getting in, that is not going to win a Super Bowl. You're not going to win a Super Bowl like that. And the heartbreak is so much heavier when you get into the playoffs and you lose that game. Honestly, I would say getting to the playoffs and then losing is worse than having a losing season. Yeah. Getting to the playoffs and losing is worse than having a losing season. You could probably agree with that, right? But the thing is like, that's what you do. You pay for that heartbreak, right? And now here's this time of year where, all of the pundits are going, oh, you can't win with this guy, and they're never going to be able to, and they're not going to, they're never going to be able to. And the thing is like, if you make it to the playoffs, you have a chance. And if anything, look at the team that beat us. They have a chance to just go through and just show you that, for one, the parity in the NFL is unbelievable. The talent level from the most talented team to the least talented team. Team 1, Team 32. Isn't that great? There's not a giant talent gap there. Most of all of these games are coming down to, 5-6 plays in the entire game. You're looking for a team that's going to make one mistake somewhere, one weak matchup. It's like all of these guys can ball. The 16 practice squad guys can ball. They can ball. And Central Scrutinizer agrees with me. They're going to promote within. Oh, you're not agreeing with me. Okay, you're listing out. Yeah, you could hire coaches who have a pedigree. I can see you doing that. I can see you do that, but I don't see us doing that. That doesn't seem like an us thing to do that. Unless the rumor to this Larry Foote thing is true. Because you're changing your defensive scheme, right? I don't know if you're changing it from 3-4, 4-3. That's not what I'm talking about. But you're changing the way that the defense is going to look with a brand new defensive coordinator. And if you bring in Larry Foote, who has continuity and experience with Casey Rogers, then that is what we're looking for. You know, we want guys that have had time on task together. So if you bring in Larry Foote, you have a guy in Casey Rogers who knows how Larry Foote would want his defensive line to play. So that brings you an advantage there. So I would like that kind of move. But I am also in favor of promoting Kelvin Shepard to defensive coordinator. And because he's a joy every time I get to listen to him speak. He's a leader of men. And on the offensive side of the ball, we haven't lost Scotty Montgomery yet, Tanner Egstrin. These were names that were popped out there that are still there, that could get promoted or still part of the deal. Now, we know we're going to keep Hank Fraley. So there's one thing. So over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to learn a lot of these things. I mean, man, we haven't even gotten to the Super Bowl yet, you know? We're talking about the preview here. I mean, the real story to me, when it comes with, you know, all these rival fans making fun of each other. Oh, you can't get it done. You can't get it done. Nobody can get it done against Patrick Mahomes. I mean, listen. It's like a long shot anymore. If your name's not Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady since the year 2000, then you've had a hard time winning championships. 3 out of 4 there for, what, 10? 10 out of 25 years dominated by 2 franchises? I don't know, man. It's like you got to build a culture to get that done, and you got to get into the playoffs, and you have to get ready to go to war. And right now, Josh Allen is sitting at his house. He's thinking about Patrick Mahomes. He's thinking about why he doesn't have 2 of those championships that Patrick Mahomes has. He's got his Patrick Mahomes voodoo doll. And he's doing the lean. He's trying to figure it out, man. He's trying to crack that code. This man is going for 3 in a row. Patrick Mahomes is the true definition of what I think a villain is. He's so good, everybody hates him. He's too good. He doesn't even need to play good to be good. It's funny how we give one team a pass and not the other team. I mean, Patrick Mahomes statistically didn't have a great year, but nobody's denying what type of player he is, and there isn't other players like him. He's a unicorn. He's a unicorn. I think the Lions are going to be good for a long time, and I think that it's built within the players. It's the players. It's the players. You know, and if they do bring in somebody from the outside to come in here and play offense or defensive coordinator, I mean, how awesome would it be? You already know that the culture is set in here. You know that you're going to come in and on defense, you're going to coach a bunch of studs. We have a loaded roster of young talent, and they're gonna do another round of talent, you know, because we pick lots of really good players. And I love how people are throwing last year's draft at me already, like it was a failure. I see posts like that out. It's a failure. How good's Terry Arnold? I don't know how good Terry Arnold's going to be. I think he's going to have a breakout season next year. I think he was breaking out at the end of the season. I mean, I don't know. I look at the talent on defense. You know, what do you got? Rakestraw? Guy was injured for half of the season. And, you know, you're going to a second year. We develop players in Detroit. And you have to develop players. You're going to have a super team. If you're going to win a Super Bowl, you got to beat Patrick Mahomes. Or Josh Allen. What do you want? And then on the other side, division rivals here. I think that can't be understated when I'm thinking about this game. When I'm thinking about this game, you know, if there is a team that's scared of Jaden Daniels, it would be the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, they played them twice this year. They already have some experience with that. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm looking at that game, and I'm looking at that 6 points that the Commanders are getting, I mean, is this the end of the magic carpet ride for the Washington Commanders, or does this dream? I have a dream all the way to the Super Bowl as a rookie. Dream. Unheard of. What a story. What a beautiful story that is. The thing is like when I'm looking at my players, you know, you got the Ali Frazier happening in the AFC. You know, Mahomes, Allen, who knows, man? I mean, Josh Allen's due for a victory, but like I said, he's sitting at his house right now, rocking back and forth with his Patrick Mahomes voodoo doll going. Bad Patrick, poking it with needles and shit. Good morning, Elise. You like that. Good to see ya. You like that. Yeah, Paul. This is what I'm talking about. When teams make fun of my team for choking, This is something that we have to remind everybody. Like, who are you? You ain't beating Mahomes. And luckily, Stafford got to the Super Bowl on the off year where it was Joe Burrow getting into the Super Bowl. He was still in the AFC damn championship that year. You know, we get to witness the career of Patrick Mahomes. And that sucks for the rest of the league when you have somebody that dominates like that. But in order to build a team that is going to be able to play against a team like these super teams like that with these super quarterbacks, you got to be solid everywhere else. And, you know, Jared Goff has beaten Patrick Mahomes before in both uniforms. He made a comment the other day, which is just really funny when people talk about Jared Goff.
It's my quarterback.
And because he can't run, he'll never win a championship. When running quarterbacks don't win championships. I mean, if you want to call Patrick Mahomes a running quarterback, I mean, that's weak. It's weak. You got a guy that he's just a unicorn. That guy can throw from the pocket, from outside of the pocket, on his head. And yeah, he can run to escape, but he ain't no running quarterback. Running quarterbacks. Tom Brady wasn't no running quarterback. Matt Stafford isn't a running quarterback. Nick Foles wasn't a running quarterback. So this whole thing where you need a running quarterback to win a Super Bowl is a myth. It's a myth. They don't win Super Bowls. What happens with most running quarterbacks is they wear out. And then here we go. I'm going to eat my words this year, right? Because Josh Allen is a running quarterback. Jaden Daniels is a running quarterback. Jalen Hurts is a running quarterback. But you watch. We'll see. We'll see what happens. If Patrick Mahomes wins 3 in a row, then, you know, he goes through all 3 of them running quarterbacks. You need quarterbacks that can manage your football game. First. That's the first thing. Patrick Mahomes is a freaking unicorn. Like, you cannot put other quarterbacks in his category like they're there. You can't put, oh yeah, all you need to do is, yeah, well, Patrick Mahomes isn't getting the big contract. For one, he signed a 10-year contract like 4 years ago. And the market value for that, he was the highest paid quarterback of all time at that time. And now the contract looks good for him. But still, you can't compare that. You know, this whole thing where you need a quarterback that's going to be on a rookie contract to win the Super Bowl. What do we have for him, Johnny? No, we have an extension. You're going to have an extended quarterback. Those are the ones that win Super Bowls. Matt Stafford, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. Those are the ones that win the Super Bowl. Yeah, but Joe Burrow made it to a Super Bowl. He didn't win the Super Bowl on a rookie contract. I want to see it happen. Patrick Mahomes is a unicorn. Do not use him as an example. It's possible that a quarterback can win a Super Bowl on a rookie contract. You may see it this year. You may see it with Jaden Daniels. He might win the Super Bowl. Mark's backing me up. Arnold definitely got better at the end of the season, cut down on his penalties. It's called coaching. It's like not even a surprise. It's like every cornerback goes through it. Now, you can put cornerbacks in really, really good positions where they don't have to go right out. And you're isolating if you got great defensive line. Like, I look at Quinyon Mitchell. He got put into a really, really, really good situation right there. And I'm not saying that Terrion Arnold didn't. But Terrion Arnold, because we didn't have a lot of cornerbacks, was put in a position where he was starting week 1 and everybody went after him. And he's an aggressive cornerback. He was the most aggressive cornerback in the draft. College rules are different with the way that you're allowed to put your hands, how long you're allowed to put your hands on them. And that's a different thing to get used to. And it did take him, 8-10 weeks. You saw that, Mark G. Like 8-10 weeks. You could really see that he was struggling with it. Lots of penalties. And then all of a sudden, he just didn't get penalties anymore. He got it. He had an aha moment. Arnold's going to be way fine. Now, I don't know about Rakestraw. He just didn't play enough. To me, the jury isn't even in on him yet. People are like, jury's still out. No, they're not. Jury's not in yet. He's not on trial yet because of, the injury. Maybe the injury trial. Oh, can he make it through the season? He'll be fine. Shoot, half the reason that he didn't play at the end of the year is because what he was going through was a sickness. Some kind of bug, puking all the time. Bug. So that's not something that he's going to have to like rehab or anything like that. He's just got to get better. Lots of vitamin C. So I don't know how good Rakestraw is going to be. Do we re-sign Carlton Davis? I mean, that's a big thing right now. Brad Holmes went out and said, hey, I don't know. We haven't had extensive talks yet with Carlton Davis. They might just be content to move on. They might like what they have is Terrion Arnold, Amik Robertson as a 1-2. I think Terrion Arnold is going to be a lot better than what people think. I think he could be a legitimate number 1, and they'll treat him as such going into the second year. But, maybe they do bring back Carlton Davis. Because Carlton Davis, he has one of those dead contracts that's he's still got the void year. He's got a prorated signing bonus, and he has a cap number for this year. So I think that we could do something with that. I think there's something with that control. I don't know how that works exactly when it comes to the voided years. But when you look at our 2026 stuff here for Carlton Davis, he's got the void year. There's a bonus and a cap number. Now, I know they kick the can down the road to try to make things work. That might just be something that they prorated in that they have to eat. With all that said and done, the Lions are going to have about $46 million plus the 27 that they rolled over, which is like 67 and some change. in cap numbers. And we went over this a little bit yesterday too. Where's that at?
There it is.
About 67.9, and that's via Spot Track. And Carlton Davis is on this list, this priority list of free agencies, guys. But the Lions has slowly, over the last 5 years, going into with Brad here, like slowly but surely carved off a lot of these guys that are on this bargain bin, right? And now we have this roster full of quality guys. I go through this all the time, but I'm just looking through this roster. It just blows my mind because I'm not used to seeing it, because I've used over the cap forever, but it's just like 52 guys under contract right now for the 2025 season. So we're already in cut mode. And who do we have? And with these guys, Jared Goff, keeping him. Yeah, you're not going to get rid of him, or Decker, Ragnow, Amon-Ra. These are solid guys. DJ Reader, Hutchinson, no Davis, but, Sewell, Montgomery, Glasgow, Alex, Amik, Khalif, Aleem, Zadarius Smith, Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, these are high-end guys that are still under contract. Other teams are going through trying to figure out how they're going to, fill glaring holes. But these are guys that are on our team. We ain't got to worry about Terrion Arnold, Wright, Laporta, Pascal, no Davenport, but Branch, Rakestraw. Like, these are more depth pieces. Giovanni Manu. It's like, keep an eye on that name. And Colby Sorsdahl. These guys have already been developing in our system. These two guys right here. Tom Kennedy, he never dies. Christian Mahogany, these guys under contract. Now, some of these guys down at the, Hogan Hatton, you need these guys. Gilbert, all these bottom guys are guys that you're developing. Those are the guys that they're going to have to worry about. Probably the bottom 10 guys, maybe. But you have the whole offseason and $67 million to do all that with? We're in a really, really good spot. Very healthy on the cap. Which, despite what people want to say about the next year after that, and we'll go, I'm not going to go through that again. You can check out one of the previous episodes on that where I'm talking about that. The cap hell that we're supposed to be in next year, and it's not even close. It's not how it works. You can do restructures, and you can move money very, very easily. And it's not going to hurt you long term unless you don't want your awesome players. If you restructure or extend Penei Sewell at the end of next season, is anybody going to get upset extending the best right tackle in the NFL for a longer time to stay here? It's like there's no brain stuff that's going to happen when we get into this next year where all of these cap problems are going to be happening, right? With, oh my God, what are we going to do? Jared Goff has got $69 million cap number. Well, for one thing, even with those guys under contract, there's still $22 million in cap space there with 30 guys under contract. Now you got to re-sign some of the guys, but here's where it's all within the base salaries here, guys. These base salaries you can convert to signing bonus, which lowers the cap number. It's not even that big of a deal, right? Unless you don't want to keep Jared Goff, and people might say, no, don't do anything with his contract. Well, he could restructure that contract, and lower that cap number by $54 million. This one, $14 million. Frank Ragnall's probably going to retire, so I won't even count that one. But $27 million that you can work with his base salary. Now, the cap number's 33, but you can lower that number by $27 million, converting it into bonuses. It's a very simple process, but it's not simple at all. I'm sure it's more complicated than that, but that's the basic gist of it. And the Lions are very, very fluid in their salary cap. And the best way to stay fluid in your salary cap is to continue to draft good players, because good players that are on rookie contracts are cheaper. It's not just quarterbacks. Oh, you got to have a quarterback on a rookie contract. No, you need to have a third of your team on rookie contracts. And those guys on rookie contracts need to be developing and getting better and better and better. Where the Lions' biggest strength is the guys that are still on rookie contracts are playing at an all-pro level. We have guys that are playing at an all-pro level on rookie contracts, like Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. Jack Campbell was close to playing to a Pro Bowl level. I expect him to take that third-year jump too and continue to get better. Jahmyr Gibbs is on a rookie contract, all-pro. Pro Bowl. That's what you got to do. Sam Laporta, rookie contract. It's not going to stay like that, but you're going to have to shuffle those positions around. You need to turn Terrion Arnold into an all-pro, right? That's the thing. And that way you're saving money in those spots. It's not just quarterback. Honestly, that's why it's worth to pay the quarterback position, because you don't got to worry about that part and you can build the stuff around. Oh, there's a good one on there. Barnes. It's Barnes. Barnes and Iffy. Chris, check out my graphic I made in there. I got it prioritized right there. I think Derek Barr, priority free agents, under the opinion of the villain. The villain says this: linebacker Derek Barnes, Ifeatu Melifonwu, Kevin Zeitler, Carlton Davis III, and Levi Onwuzurike would be the villain's top highest priority free agents. That's my opinion. The ones that are in the bargain bin over there on the left-hand side, Davenport, the commish, Mosley, Dorsey, Vildor, all those guys are they're Jags. If you want to bring back Marcus Davenport again for a bag of chips, if it doesn't cost you anything, let them compete. But the ones on the right, those five guys, I think they should, make a nice offer to them and try to keep them. But if they're going to try to break the bank, and try to have this be the contract they ride out into the sunset with, because it's the biggest contract of all time, none of those guys are going to get that. Not here. Derek Barnes ain't getting that here. We ain't giving him no max linebacker contract. It just won't. I'm not, and there's nothing against him. They're just not going to do it. You're not going to give Levi Onwuzurike $20 million a year here, plus. He might get that. The Raiders might pay that too. Somebody might pay him that. He ain't getting it here. Now, if he wants to do like a 2-year deal that could, that could be worth $15 million a year or something like that, with incentives that move it up, you could re-sign a guy like, Levi like that. But I don't know if he's willing to do that. This is their family. You know, these guys coming off rookie contracts, Derek Barnes, Melifanu, and Levi, they're coming off rookie contracts. Which means that they're trying to get a contract that's going to set their family up because they may never get another one. All three of those guys can get real deals, real NFL deals, making 10 plus a year, in my opinion. Will the Lions pay it? I don't know. I like these guys, though. Now, as far as the other guys go, Kaminsky and... I mean, they'll work deals out. I feel that they'll do and sign a couple of those bargain bin guys. You guys like Barnes? I because here's the thing. Oh, man, you can't go there. Is Barnes really injury prone? God, that's just an injury. Now, if he, I mean, I guess I could agree there. But Barnes just had the one injury, I thought. But here's the thing that you have to realize, too, is you got a fourth round pick, and if he was a compensatory third round pick, but it was right there at the beginning of the fourth round. So both of those guys were drafted like right in the same spot. And if they go and they sign big deal somewhere else, we'll get a compensatory draft pick for them. Well, we'll be in consideration for that. It depends on, I guess it depends on what we do in free agency at that point. But if we lose those guys and we just absorb the loss, I believe that we can get compensatory draft picks for those guys. Levi Onwuzurike too. So there's that game too. Do I want to pay you $15 million a year, or do I want to let you go get paid $20 million a year somewhere else, and then I get a third round pick? What do you think? You weigh those guys out there, those guys on the right hand side, the priority guys. I mean, you get a compensatory draft pick for losing any of those guys. To me, when I look at that list, the most important person on that list would be Kevin Zeitler. Like the ifs. Oh, if you need to, you have to have a guy. No, I think that you want to keep that offensive line together the best that you can. Hank Fraley's been working with those guys. They're going to be there again. I think you bring Kevin Zeitler back. Don't think it'll cost too much. I think that he likes it here. I think that he likes the culture here. And then you're solid in there. You're solid in there. And you're not... You can put competition. Like, Mahogany looks like he's the real deal. Like, if I had to make a spoiler alert, I believe that Christian Mahogany will be the starting left guard in week 1 of the next season. And I think Glasgow will take the step back, especially if you bring in Zeitler. And that's why Zeitler signing is important, because I think as far as the transition from Mahogany to a starter, you have all of those pieces that were there last year as a backup plan. Okay, so, Zeitler, Glasgow, Ragnow, all those guys, worst case scenario, it's what it was. And that's good. It was a really, really good line. I like that line. But Mahogany came in and was a extreme plus player in both of the games that he played in. I think he beats Glasgow out straight out for the job. And Glasgow ends up being the first line of defense as far as injury for left guard, center, or right guard. Very powerful piece Glasgow becomes, and worth every bit of that $6 million a year that he's getting as a key backup piece. That's not starter money, but they got starter out of him. But it's Mahogany's time. That's my opinion. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Let's pay the bills. You're watching the Lion Villain Report with your host, Russell Wayne. That's me. Brought to you by NFL Shop. Get that NFL swag. Scan that code. Save up to 25% off of your order with our affiliate marketing partner at NFL Shop. There you go. Lions season is over. We're already talking about the off season, but we got a couple games that are happening. And Ali versus Frazier, it's going down for real. It's classic, man. It's classic to me. Kansas City Chiefs laying a 1.5 in Arrowhead. 1 versus 2. There can be only one that makes it to the Super Bowl. Josh Allen's got the Patrick Mahomes voodoo doll. He's going to carry it with him on the sideline. He's got little Buffalo Bill pins, sticking them in there, trying to soften them up. I hate that Patrick Mahomes. That's his Bob Barker. Come on. So what do you think? You think that Josh Allen finally gets it done? Or is it another heartbreak? I can't bet against the Chiefs. I'll eat it. I'll eat it. I don't care. But I'm not betting against the Chiefs. Like I said, he's got a little voodoo doll. You know, he's hiring necromancers to cast spells on Patrick Mahomes. He's boycotting Taylor Swift concerts. He's doing everything that he can do to try and get over that Patrick Mahomes hump, and it just isn't going to happen for him. The NFL football gods have spoken. They want Patrick Mahomes to be the golden child. The only one ever to do 3 in a row, because he ain't getting to 7. He ain't going to catch Brady. So this gives them an opportunity to get him in that GOAT status, because he did something that Brady couldn't do. He couldn't win 3 in a row. But this is there was something that happened to Josh Allen's mark with that 17-second thing or whatever. I'm watching that game, and I watched what I thought that I saw, and it's remained true. And every time that he gets to face Patrick Mahomes when it matters, I go back to that game, and I can see Patrick Mahomes stealing the soul of Josh Allen, like Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat. And he took his soul and he put it in his little soul jar, And he put it up onto the shelf right next to the Red Hot. That's where Patrick Mahomes stores the soul of Josh Allen. Now, Josh Allen has a chance to go into the netherworlds, to fight all of the demons, to be the MVP that he is, and get his soul back from Patrick Mahomes. That's what Mark G says. I'm going to get his soul back. He's got Excalibur. Oh, man. I don't know, man. When Patrick Mahomes did that 14-second stuff, man, that's deep, dude. That's deep. That's in your soul. But all you can do is get yourself to an opportunity. And old Art Williams used to say, all you can do is all you can do. That's all you can do. You got to the game. And now, Patrick Mahomes, now, Josh Allen, you have to face your fears. You got to battle in the netherworlds. Fighting little demons and goblins until you can finally exorcise that demon. And that demon is Patrick Mahomes. I don't know, man. Shout out to Steve Salter. I know that you are a one true Bills Mafia fan. I'll be pulling for you. Patrick Mahomes is the boogeyman. You make fun of me all you want for losing in the first round or whatever. That's fun. That's fun, right? Well, all of the teams in the NFC North lost in the first round, and we couldn't even make it to the boogeyman. That's the boogeyman right there. That's the villain. That's the definition of the villain. That's the one that everybody hates. You want to say that the Lion fans got humbled? Okay, fine. We've been humbled for 50 freaking years. It's nothing new to us. We got humbled. Yay. You're happy. This is the boogeyman. This is the real villain. He earned the villain status 2 years in a row. The Lions are the villain of the NFC North, though. You can't take that away. And I don't care if you think it's a participation trophy or not. It's a participation trophy. You didn't win. But right now, until somebody takes out this boogeyman, ain't nobody going to hoist that Lombardi. Maybe it's Josh Allen. Maybe Josh Allen can do it. Because after him winning 2 in a row, it's going to be like the Rocky movie, bro. He's cut. He's cut. The Russians cut. And it's a bad cut. That's what they need to do. They got to show him that he's human. You see? You see? That's what Josh Allen's going to say tonight. You see? You see? He's not a machine. He's a man. You cut him. You hurt him. Patrick Mahomes is something different in the playoffs. That's why when I come in lock pick style, I'm taking the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs. I'm going to lay the 1.5. It's okay. Chiefs go to another Super Bowl. And Patrick Mahomes takes whatever's left of Josh Allen's soul and puts it in a second jar right next to the first one. It's mental. It's in his head. There's nothing worse than losing a mental game. He ain't there. We'll see. Take it to him. I'll be rooting for it, but I'm trying to give good sound gambling advice right here. And all I know is Patrick Mahomes is different in the playoffs. And as far as this game goes, Washington at Philadelphia, getting 6 points. I'm riding the Magic train right there. This is a division game, and this is a division game for everything. Division title out the door. You got to win this game and that. And 6 points is just too much. I mean, I'm going to ride with the Commanders and the 6 points on this one. And maybe it's just because if I'm going to lose, I want to lose to the champions. You know, I don't have any ill feelings. I don't, like, if I would have lost to the Packers or the Vikings or the Bears in the playoffs and then have to live with that, that's something else. I got to live with the fact that the Lions lost, man. They lost another playoff game. But I don't have this hate for Jaden Daniels. I don't have this like, oh man, those guys, next time we get them, we're going to tackle their knees or whatever. Like, I don't know.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
I enjoy like unique paths, right? And a unique path, you know, even though Patrick Mahomes has won the last 2 Super Bowls, that's not unique. It doesn't seem unique, but winning 3 Super Bowls in a row is unique. And that's a table that you have to take 2 years to set. And it has to be perfect set because you've won 2 Super Bowls in a row. To even, like, no, there's like 2 teams that they've even had the opportunity to try this after winning 2 in a row. It's crazy to think about, but that's history. No matter what. Now, Josh Allen is a game away. Now, winning this game would be huge for the Bills, right? But going to the Super Bowl wouldn't be the demon that he had to exercise. Like, he has to exercise the Patrick Mahomes demon. Right now, Josh Allen is trying not to be Dan Marino. And he needs to go to the Super Bowl and win it. And that way the Bills Mafia can get all excited. They can finally say they won a Super Bowl. Yada, yada. But Josh Allen is in danger of being Dan Marino, which is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, not win a Super Bowl. And he didn't even get to a Super Bowl. Dan Marino did. But if he gets to the Super Bowl and loses the Super Bowl, then he becomes Dan Marino. Ooh, that's danger zone. That's a lot of pressure. And Dan Marino, I think that he is the most overrated QB of all time. And I'm not even saying he's not good. I think that he's top 20 for sure. I think he's great like that. But the accolades that he gets, he might be the greatest of all time. That it's like, stop that. Put some respect on Jim Kelly. You want to talk about a Buffalo Bill that dominated? You know, you want to know why Dan Marino didn't win Super Bowls. This is the greatest quarterback of all time. It's because of Jim Kelly and the Buffalo Bills. Jim Kelly went to 4 straight Super Bowls. Now, the Bills, they always choke in the playoffs. But you know what? You can't undersell the fact that they were the AFC champions 4 years. You want to talk about dominating a conference. And you want to tell me Dan Marino's the greatest? That didn't win a Super Bowl? Get the hell out of here with that. Jim Kelly, baby. So that's what's on the line right here. What a great, I hope I teed that up good. I'm working on it. But the Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, man, there's a lot on the line with that. Shitload, like destiny versus exercising demons. Josh Allen needs to exercise the Patrick Mahomes demon. He needs to take the voodoo doll. He needs to let it affect the game and get it done. Patrick Mahomes is trying to be the absolute greatest of all time. And if he wins 3 in a row, it might be a closed book. As great as Tom Brady is, you're at least going to give Patrick Mahomes when you say the GOAT, you go, okay, well, it's Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, or Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady. But right now, that's a demon that the entire NFL needs to exercise, which is Patrick Mahomes. So, Packer fan, Bear fan, Viking fan, you can miss me with all the negativity, tell me how my team chokes and all that, because your team, my team, nobody's team is beating this team. And they've been doing it. And hopefully somebody knocks them off this year. I hope that I'm rooting against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm rooting against them. They've earned that from me. You've earned that. Kansas City, you are the villain. You are the villain of the NFL. You've earned my hate. I hope somebody takes you down. Because it wasn't us. But we're building a team where it could be us. So we had a couple things happen to us. Review a little bit of that today before I let you go. Mark Brunell. Now, I don't know about the Mark Brunell. I'm reading through here. I might have jumped the gun on that one. But definitely Antoine Randall heading to Chicago. JT Barrett heading to Chicago. Lions hire Casey Rogers, defensive tackles coach, to replace Terrell Williams. Lions were able to maintain Hank Fraley, which I think is huge. Oh, God, that's huge. So that's what we talked about today. And then we got the AFC Championship, Kansas City. Get your lock picks in. I can't bet against Kansas City, even though I want them to lose. And then as far as the 6 points here in this NFC Championship game, Washington's getting 6 points. I'm going to take them. But what are your lock picks? You taking points? You're rolling with it? I say that because we got distracted this week and didn't get to do our lock picks earlier on Thursday like normal because we had so much crazy news that was breaking. As Ben Johnson leaves and he breaks our hearts. Benedict Johnson taking coaches with him. Antoine Randall out. Hey, it is what it is, man. You want continuity. I mean, you can't blame them. It's not illegal to do it. Antoine Randall will really help out Roma Dunze and their young wide receivers. So this is the Lion Villain Report. I am your host, Russell Wayne. It's championship week. Get your lock picks in. Broadcasting live right now into the Lions Villain Squad Facebook page, the Lion Villain Squad YouTube page. We are on Roku, the NFL Huddle Sports Network, Detroit Lions News Podcast with Joe Chap and the boys. Woo woo. Faith, family, then football. In that order. We use football. Spend time with our family. Create memories. We don't let football use us. We're the UDFA of sports podcasting. Like, comment, and share. Help us get up in that algorithm. Thank you for your support. We appreciate you. Because we're Tom Kennedy out here. We're working hard. We're just working hard. We would love to get some corporate sponsorships, but we don't have corporate sponsorships. But if you want to partner with us, you have a business in the state of Michigan, you're a Lion fan, you want to partner with us, reach our network of over 200,000 people, you can contact Main Event Mike at 810-620-2167. Find out how you can be guilty by association. I've had a good show today. Thank you guys for participating. Thank you to everybody on the replay. Man, we had 11,000 people that watched the Tuesday show. So, whoop, whoop. So I appreciate that. For everybody that is watching it on the replay, for everybody that is out there live. If you can hear the words that are coming out of my mouth, bring it in. All right. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen to you. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you guys on Monday morning. You guys, peace out.
Yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose what I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never the sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning, it's crazy. Opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.